Hello beautiful people, it's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're back again with another video, still on the Blake Lively and the Justin Bolton situation. We're going to be checking this video from Candace Owens, and this is about the SNL skit Reynolds pulled. In fact, these people, they just can't stop telling on themselves, which is quite interesting, and we're loving it so far. So we're gonna be checking this together, and there is also some interesting information Candice Owens shared on our IG story, which we're also gonna be checking as well. And I'll love your thoughts and your contribution at the end of the video. Let's dive right in.
Kind of waiting for them to reemerge. And in my imagination, in my crazy PR imagination, I did not foresee that they would go right back into the belly of the beast that we are all trying to slay. I did not think that they would come up with this brilliant idea to hit a red carpet first. If you see us in the club, we'll be acting real nice. And that's exactly what they did. They decided to hit the red carpet at Saturday Night Live. So you guys take a look at them walking here just so we can see this. So coming out of that, I just want to be very clear. For those of you that don't know how these events work, they wanted to be photographed on the red carpet. That's something that's super compelling. Do not miss that little detail. You are very much allowed to decline to walk the red carpet. So if you were just like, we need to get out, we need to get back to our lives, just resume our lives in some capacity and go to this event, you can just go in through a side door, go in through a front door. You don't have to have a bunch of paparazzi stalking you. You just sit down, take your seat and enjoy an event. And I would have been less offended if they had done that. But no, they wanted to be seen. They wanted their photos to be publicized. They wanted people to see them smiling amongst their A-list friends. And then it gets, of course, worse because they wanted to be so seen that Ryan Reynolds, of course, inserted himself into an SNL cameo. And in case you haven't seen it, I'm sure you have. Let's just watch what he does. The context is Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I love them both dearly. Great movies. Are essentially having all of these stars stand up and surprise. They're asking them questions, and they're supposed to be like a funny skit. And you let me know if you thought Ryan Reynolds was really funny here. Take a listen.
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Get it? He's just being his funny Deadpool self, guys. So ironic, and it's so funny. He's like mocking the situation. And I do want to point out to the homie Kevin Costner behind him, the fact that he's obsessed with Field of Dreams, the movie that Kevin Costner was in. And for some reason, he's obsessed with this movie because it has to deal with fathers and a father passing. And in some skit, he says he thinks that movie is real life. So it's amazing that Kevin Costner happens to be the person that is sitting behind him. And you can just see he is not pleased. He just doesn't find it to be funny. He seems to be trying to look to see if he can catch Blake's face there. And he just didn't find it funny. He did not break character once. He just was like, okay. And there were other people as well who didn't find it to be entertaining and were just sort of like, okay. And you could see that they didn't want to be inserted into, I guess, what you could now refer to his various Deadpool scenes where he wants people to think that he's surrounded by friends because he's a very small, insecure man. And so what makes Ryan feel good about himself is money and power and proximity to power. We could speak about 1,000 reasons why the public did not like this, why the public did not find this to be funny. And I would say the first thing is because Ryan, you are forgetting this case is supposed to be about sexual abuse, right? You have told us that your wife suffered a form of sexual harassment, and yet for whatever reason, you cannot stop mocking that sexual harassment in front of every camera that you see. I don't know. Is that first, like the first instinct of a man? If I came home to my husband and said I was sexually harassed, you'd be like, let me put it into a movie script and act it out. Yeah, that would be so great. And I'm going to bring my A-list homies and I'm going to keep writing about intimacy coordinators. That would be weird. That's not something that actually a man who serves to protect his family and his wife would do. It wouldn't be their first instinct at all to try to make money off of it and to try to humiliate this person and to keep mocking it. Your whole lawsuit alleges that you struggled with anxiety from this abuse, and yet your husband is free to go mocking it. And so, yeah, we can actually hear Brian Friedman, Justin Baldoni's lawyer, who responds to this little cameo, this non-funny skit, and he's pretty much echoing the internet's sentiment on this when he appeared alongside Billy Bush for an interview. Take a listen to what he had to say.
What did you think when you saw, Ryan, make light of the situation? I guess try to find some humor in all this.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation. I can't think of anyone who's done anything like that. And so it surprised me.
He's absolutely correct. And again, he just wins for his sincerity, his ability to connect with people, regular people outside of the Hollywood bubble, people, women, many women who have actually survived sexual abuse, sexual harassment, whatever it is, who are offended to watch this couple pretend that she is a victim of it as they just can't stop mocking it. And the reality is, if you want to know the answer to the question of why is Ryan able to just keep mocking it, because what's actually funny to him is not the sexual harassment. What's funny to him is that he found a tool to be able to stage a hostile takeover of a business. And they were high. They were totally high on their own supply of power. They were enjoying it. They were enjoying humiliating Justin Baldwin. Like I said, they got so close to winning this. They were so close to the end of their evil plot, unabashed plot to put him in the basement just for like an extra sprinkle of terror. Like we just are so high on our own supply. We're telling people to fire him. We're calling him a rapist, allegedly, according to the documents filed. Like he said, this WME. We're using our dragons. We're talking about Khaleesi. And really, this was because we now have so much power that we can stage a hostile takeover of business and nobody can touch us. Okay. And the public doesn't like that. They don't like it at all. They see right through it.
Talking nasty to everybody. The city attorney, who give you the right to talk nasty and don't get talk nasty back? Your little nasty butt.
And I would say another reason that the public didn't respond well to this was because we have already accurately deduced that the both of you are raging narcissists. You think you can simply hit up your A-list friends to further enable your abuse. Basically, what they are signaling by hitting this carpet and intentionally getting photographed is they're watching everyone on TikTok, they're watching everyone on Instagram say, what you did is not okay. And they're standing in front of the world and they're saying, we can't be canceled because we're too connected. So what? Sorry for the rest of you guys. Sorry for the rest of you idiots who are beneath us. We just have to make a phone call to Ari Emanuel and we can get into a skit. And how we treat people doesn't matter. And that's exactly what this evening looked like to the rest of us. OMG, you're not going to believe me, except yes, you will. So on the show today, for those of you guys that watched, I had said that looking at the SNL situation, it was my professional opinion that what we were watching was something that was concocted entirely by Ryan Reynolds, because I just see his entire personality type. Now that I realize he's a narcissist, narcissists always believe they can act their way out of everything, right? And his teacher, from when he was 12, emailed me and said that he would basically act to get back into classes when he got, kicked out of the class. And then he would look at the teacher and be like, I was just acting after fake crying. And so I really sort of understood when I looked at the SNL situation that Ryan was the driver on the bus. Well, get this. So there's this showrunner who appeared on some Australian radio show, literally the person who holds up the cue cards, and was discussing SNL just at large, like working on the show for so long, things that he's seen. And at the very end of the radio interview, they ask him, by the way, how did that Ryan Reynolds line come up? Like, did you guys prepare that? And listen to what this guy says about how that line came together.
Oh, it was just crazy.
It was a big show. Now, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have been in the news a lot, and Ryan Reynolds, we want to know, was that an improv or was it scripted, his little piece he did?
That was actually, he had a different line in rehearsal, and he pitched that to replace it. So that was his idea to do it. We wouldn't want to do anything too controversial unless they were in on it. So yeah, that was his line. That was his idea to do.
Oh, well, look, thank you so much. To be clear, I'm not even judging him at this point. I'm kind of judging us for not realizing that he's like a grade A psychopath and this has gone on for this long, because it's just getting weird now.
So on Candace Owens' Instagram story, she wrote, "You guys, Ryan Reynolds took over another script. I cannot." Laughing emoji. What is interesting is the fact that this couple, they've pretty much been telling us like what we really need to know. Just that we have kind of ignored it, just the way we've ignored their whatever they've been doing in the past and all that. But to see that it went off script, making light or making fun of the situation, it is SH. And let us not forget that this whatever they are taking to seem like a joke is there are real people behind it who this constantly happens to daily, every goddamn day of their life, who go through this like a cycle. But again, I mean, it is his wife. And I mean, I really do not understand, but she knows the exact type of person that she's married to. But let me know what you think regarding the SNL skit.